Kosar, backpedaling, long ball, Webster Slaughter, he's got the ball, he's down to the 5-yard line, and the Browns have indeed a chance to win it.
I don't like losing. You got to know what it takes to win in the National Football League, and I think we're going to get there. I truly believe that. I think right now we're not.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
This is Everything Browns Nation, and now your host, a lifelong diehard Browns fan just like you, here's Corey Boyd.
Yes. Woo! Now that right there, when that beat drop, I know if you were listening right now, that beat drop, you tell me your shoulders didn't move just a little bit, and I'm going to call you are fibbing to me. But that is okay. We are back and live. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday. And what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means it is week 2 of Everything Browns Nation. We are back. And hopefully you are ready to roll with us. I want to thank everybody who is here and everybody who will be here and everybody who watched week 1. We want to thank everybody right now who is watching. I am your host and Browns fan, Corey Boyd. And on the boards, making me look as good as I can, is Producer G. We are in the building. Make sure you follow us all over the map. Instagram at Everything Browns. YouTube, just search it. I would give you the link, but it's a whole bunch of numbers and symbols, and that would be a waste of time. Just search us at Everything Browns Nation. Twitter at Brown Everything. Facebook, Everything Browns. And everywhere. I don't even know where we're all at. We're all over the place, and we want to bring you the best. Wow, what was that? The best content of Browns information possible. I want to get to the comments. My man Eddie, what up, Corey? Baker looked good against the Giants. My man Clyde said, what's going on? Susan says, on my way to work, love my Browns. Thank you, Susan, on the way to make that money. And she had time to watch and give a comment. Nothing but love, Susan. We appreciate it. Jared said that too. Toby with the eyes. I don't know what's going on. It's late, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize if the little kids were watching. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrod all over it. We are off and running here with Cleveland Browns football. I'm pumped up and ready to go. I got words coming out my mouth that ain't meant to come out, but it's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Everything Browns Nation, and when we're done, if you missed a second, if you joined late, you can get us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can rewatch it on YouTube, on our YouTube page, Everything Browns Nation. You can also rewatch it on Facebook, or if you just want to watch it again, hit us up on all of our social media platforms. Let's get down to business. Taylor says, hello. Hello, Taylor. The Cleveland Browns defeated the New York Giants. We have won a game, ladies and gentlemen, a victory. Ha! Yes, we won. I don't care if it was preseason. Well, I'm contradicting myself because I don't care about preseason. But when they won, I changed my mind a little bit. I got to see a victory, 20-10. We defeated the New York Giants, former Super Bowl winners. Yes, I am laying it on a little thick. Yes, I am, because, hey, it's a win. You got to take baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. So I was told when I was younger. But we have won a game, 20-10. How did you feel about Cleveland when you first watched this preseason game? Let me know how you felt in the comments. How did you feel when you watched the Cleveland Browns win over the New York Football Giants on their first preseason game? My man Eddie says, what about Callaway? Well, you know, Eddie, what about Callaway? The coach made Callaway play, and play some more. Now, why, you say? Well, our good friend Callaway decided, hey, I am going to get in a little bit of trouble. Marijuana, stay off the weed, as Stephen A would say. Ammo was found in his car. And I know as Browns fans, we were like, here we go again. And Hugh Jackson said, hey, instead of not playing him, I'm going to play him until his heart feels like it's going to fall out of his chest. That was his so-called punishment. So he played him until he felt like he was going to fall out. I read a couple of times Callaway wanted to come out of the game, and Hugh said, no, you're going to stay in. So to answer Eddie's question, Callaway was punished by playing, but I did like what I seen out of Callaway. He did stop on a couple of routes at the beginning of the game. Baker didn't like that. He told him to keep running his route, finish the play, especially there was a 2-point conversion where he didn't finish his slant. I believe it was the 2-point conversion. He didn't finish his slant. If he would have finished, it would have been an easy catch, but instead it was incomplete. But I did like his play, but off the field, you got to get it together. Are you kidding me? We can't go through this again. My heart won't be able to take it anymore. We already have one receiver, one star-studded big-name receiver who is out. Mental issues. He's already had drug problems and personal problems. We can't have Callaway doing this to us again. Hopefully this is the last instance we have to deal with this. But Hugh said, I'm going to play him until his heart falls out of his chest. I'm looking at the comments. Toby says he's cautiously optimistic. He also said, heard he threw up on the sidelines. He pulled a Donovan McNabb throwing up during a game. So maybe Hugh Jackson made his point with that. Thank you, Toby, for that insight. We are here for you, the fans. Let us know how you feel. I will try to get a comment. I will read it. And if I don't get to it, give us a call at 1-866-217-1966. Come and talk to me. I know it's 9:07, but I would love to talk to you to know how do you feel about the Cleveland Browns. Jared said Callaway needs more practice. He needs to step up like Landry. Now, Jared, that's a lot to ask for from a rookie because Landry's a bad man. One-handed catches. He is bad. I didn't know how good he was because let's be honest. Who watches the Miami Dolphins in their leisure? Who goes, let me see what Ryan Tannehill is going to do tonight? Nobody except Miami fans. So I didn't really get to see how good Landry was, but my goodness. So that's a lot to ask from Callaway right now. But I get your point. If all of our receivers can be as good as Landry, we have hope. Natasha says, surprised how the Browns played. Hope they keep it up. We love optimism here, Natasha. Thank you. I hope they keep it up too. Taylor says 5-0 in the preseason. I wish it was a game that had meaning. Yes, we were undefeated last year, and we won this year too. Producer G, if preseason meant something, we'd be the best team in the NFL because we know how to win those preseason games, buddy. You put preseason in front of us, we knock them down, drag out fights, we got it. But when it comes to the regular season, then it's a different story. But I feel you, Taylor. Preseason, we got it on lock. Eddie says Cleveland looks deep on defense and looked on offense. Jared also said only deep on linebacker. So we have some different opinions here in the comment section. I like it. And Eddie throwing out numbers from Baker Mayfield, 11 of 20, 212, and Callaway's two TDs, and Callaway caught one of them, and he had 87 yards. My man Pete in the building says Chris Hiller. I don't know what that actually means. So if you expand on that for me. Toby says, especially being the 4th-round rookie, he's playing well. I think he is. Toby also said Chubb was getting hit at the one. Don't get me started on Chubb. I don't even want to go down that road right now. Chubb was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, if you haven't watched any of my previous shows, I don't want to get on a bad note early, but Chubb was absolutely pathetic during the preseason opener. I mean, pathetic. Are you concerned? I like that. Thank you, Producer G. Are you concerned with the running game? From what you've seen Thursday night, are you concerned with the running game? Let me tell you something. I know it's just preseason. Carlos Hyde only got 1 carry. But Chubb, let me tell you something. He looked absolutely pathetic. I'm not going to jump off the bridge, but I was concerned. In the NFL, you got to make guys miss. The holes aren't going to be perfect every single time. Yeah, the line was bad at points, but come on. He looked terrible. He didn't look explosive. He couldn't make anybody miss. I mean, he was absolutely pathetic. 15 carries for 11 yards. Are you serious? And he wasn't playing against the starters. He was playing against the Giants' backups. And the Giants' defense wasn't the greatest last year. It ain't like they were prolific. It ain't like it was the Jaguars he was going against. It was the New York Giants' backups, and he looked pathetic. Now I know, don't go so hard on the rookie. It's his first game. He'll be better. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm emotional. I warned you guys last week. I'm an emotional person when it comes to my teams, and he looked terrible. 15 carries for 11 yards. Now, he may do better. I get it. But is it Matthew Days? Is that his name? I don't want to mess up his first name. But Matthew Days looked better in the carries he got. He looked explosive, going to the hole, shooting through the hole. I want more carries for Days. He looked a lot better, and he was playing against the same people, the same defenders. So I'm not going to come on here and sugarcoat it. He looked absolutely terrible, and I hope he looks better come Friday night. Or, oh my goodness, it's not going to be good for him come Monday.
You think it was more on him or the offensive line?
I'm going to say him because in the NFL, you have to make people miss and make your own holes. As good as Zeke is, as good as his line is, he runs over people at times and makes his own holes. The line was bad, but you got to help yourself out at times. This is the NFL. This ain't Georgia, as you can see. It wasn't as easy for him.
As Eddie Woodcock says in the Facebook Live comments, rushing as a team, 33 carries for 50 yards. I mean, to me, that says more than just your running back. That's just my opinion.
Yes, rushing as a team, we was bad. But we drafted this guy in the draft to be something, to be a weapon. And from what I've seen, he was terrible. Yes, as a team, we didn't do good. I'm not going to place it all on him, but he stuck out to me because he's the one that got drafted as a running back to be a tandem with Carlos Hyde. So I'm going to point him out, and if I'm wrong, so be it, but I'm going to point him out because 15 carries for 11 yards is terrible.
Why do you think they gave up on Isaiah Crowell so fast? I always kind of liked him.
I liked him, too. I don't know why they gave up on him. I guess Dorsey just said, bye-bye. I have a new direction to go in.
At this point, would you rather have kept him over Chubb?
After one game?
I mean, at this point?
Yes, after one game, yes.
I was just curious about that
Yes.
because I really liked Corell. I didn't understand why they got rid of him. I thought he could be a starter.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't understand it either. But like I said, they're in the practices. I am not. I just go off the eyeball test. Toby says bad blocking. Chubb was getting hit 1 yard behind the line. Some of it was the line, but some was him too. I'm going to stick by it. And look, I want to be wrong. I want him to come out Friday and say, Corey, shut up. I got this. But 15 for 11, come on. Eddie says, I like David Njoku. Looked really good. And Jared, I think she's talking about, the whole run game fell apart, probably due to the focus of the pass game. If the line had better run blocking, we might get somewhere in the ground game. And Jose says we still need to improve on the offensive line. Travis says the dog pound's coming for the North Crown. Boy, I hope you're right. I hope you're right because I'm sick of losing. I hate losing. I'm tired of it. Clyde says the running game needs some work. And Toby says not concerned with the running game, still early. Eddie said, who would you have start, Johnson or Hyde? That is a very good question. I like that question. I would start Carlos Hyde. That's why they got him. They didn't go get him to be a backup. If that's the case, then why did you get him? I would start Carlos Hyde.
And he's the veteran.
And he's a veteran. And Carlos Hyde is very good at quiet kept if you haven't watched him. Duke Johnson is going to be used as a weapon.
Staying healthy will be the biggest thing
for Carlos Hyde, correct. Duke Johnson is not made to be built to run between the tackles and for multiple carries through a game. That's what Hyde is for, and Chubb. I'm not giving up on Chubb. I just said I don't like 15 carries for 11 yards. I don't like that. No, you can do better than that. But for the question Eddie asked me, I would take Carlos Hyde as a starter over Duke Johnson. And Eddie said Matthew Days, who I like, 3 carries for 13 yards. I did like that. Jared said showcasing passing game is all it was. So Jared is doubling down that the showcasing Baker Mayfield was the problem behind Chubb's performance. And I did read as soon as they went to practice, they were focusing in on the running game this week. So hopefully when I watch Hard Knocks and when I watch the game, I see a different mentality come the run game this week. And Marco says, what up, fam? What up, Marco? Thank you for watching. And I want to let everybody know this is Everything Browns Nation. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell every Browns fan you know that we are here. Share it with everybody. We need to pack together because we're tired of losing. We have to win. Tell everybody we're here. Give us anything. Just let them know we're here. Call us at 1-866-217-1966. Share us to the world that the Browns family, we are coming. Let them know. What up, Producer G? Did you got something that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing that's pretty clear now is that there's been a significant upgrade at quarterback, which we've seen displayed that night, obviously. So which quarterback you think was more impressive? You had Tyrod 5 for 5, 99 yards and a touchdown. Mayfield's completion percentage could have been higher, but you still like what you saw from him for his first game. So who were you more impressed with? And let us know in the comments, too, who you guys liked better after that first game.
Now, that is a good question, and I'm not going to lie. My good friend and confidant, Producer G, may have persuaded my answer before the show. I am an honest person. I am not going to come on the air and be like one of those guys that act like his answer was the same the whole time and try to be some smart guy who knows it all. I'm going to go with Tyrod Taylor, and that wasn't my answer to start. I am an honest person. If there's one thing you're going to know about me, I am honest. And the reason why he came in, he did his job, and he rolled out like a G. 5 for 5, 1 touchdown, 91 yards. I'm out. I'm the starter. Good looking. This is what I do. Now, when I came in here, I was drinking the Kool-Aid like everybody else. Man, it's Baker. Baker Mayfield, brother. Man, look at it. 11 for 22 touchdowns. Look how he rolled out. Hey, I was just like that. But I was persuaded by some NFL knowledge. I talked it over, and I said, you know what? You make sense, Producer G. Tyrod rolled in there like a G. He only had 2 possessions.
He was perfect. He was perfect.
He didn't miss a pass. He did what they told him. Then he came in, threw that touchdown to Njoku and said, I'm out. Drop the mic.
I would definitely be really pumped and excited about this offense if I'm a Browns fan.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and get somebody else's take then on the phone line. We got Thomas Lasco.
Thomas,
what's up, Thomas?
My main man is back. How you feeling?
Oh, dude, after watching that first game, I'm feeling pretty pumped.
All right. So what has you the most excited after win number 1 in the preseason?
I would have to say our quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I think our quarterbacks are going to be solid.
Okay, so the quarterbacks. All right.
I personally think our running game needs work done.
Hey, which quarterback did you like better?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm a Baker guy all the way.
So you said so you thought Baker was better?
Yeah. I personally like Baker better, but I do believe that Tyrod is solid.
Okay. So are you saying you want Baker to start from game 1? Is that what you prefer?
If he does better every preseason game, I wouldn't hesitate for him to start.
I'm gonna have to go with Tyrod. I think Tyrod should be the guy. That's why you got him as a free agent. Like I said last week, it's okay. Don't rush the process.
Yeah, we don't honestly, we don't have to rush Baker into something that he's not ready for. And I do believe that Tyrod is solid. In fact, I actually think Tyrod could probably be in his prime, right, hitting his prime and probably playing better than he did in Buffalo.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for that call, Thomas. We appreciate you calling in. Make sure you tune back in, every week. We're here every Monday night. I know you called last week. We'd certainly appreciate you tuning in and giving us a call.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
It's the platform for the voice of the fans right here on Everything Brown Nation. So, again, Thomas, thanks a lot. Make sure you give us a share if you can. Give us a like. Make sure you're following everything, YouTube, all that. Give us a page rating. You can go leave us a rating. Recommend us to other Browns fans. So, thanks again for your time, Thomas. We hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, dude.
All right, have a good one. All right, so Thomas is Team Mayfield. Thomas, Team Mayfield. Let's see. Brandon says Tyrod was awesome. You can't take that from him. Reginald says, with Des Gordon and Landry, how far can Cleveland go? Jimmy says, gotta go with Tyrod. He gets a better grasp of an NFL playbook right now. I love Baker too, but we've done this many times before. Where has that got us? And Brandon says, anyone know anything new about Gordon? I'm with him. Tyrod. I'm with him. Tyrod. I agree with everybody there. I can see why people want Baker. I can see he's the hot new thing. He's the number 1 pick, first pick in the draft. You want to see him out there playing. That was our first pick. But like one of our fans said in the comments, we've been down this path before. Throwing our quarterbacks out there. Let's just see what we got. And then a year or two, we got another quarterback out there.
You don't have to throw him out there now because now I feel like Tyrod Taylor might be the best quarterback that the Browns have had since they've come back.
And that's my point. That's why you keep it with Tyrod. Peter says Tyrod 100%. And to answer Brandon's question, the only thing I've heard about Gordon is that he has been texting Coach Jackson. Hughes said that he wasn't going to answer when he will be back. He would not give them that answer, but he has been in contact with him. That's the latest I have on Gordon because that's the latest Hugh Jackson would give.
Well, since we're talking receivers real quick, let's just get this out the way then. Do you want the Browns to sign Dez? He's supposed to have a meeting set up this week. Do you think it's going to happen, and do you want it to happen?
Do I want it to happen? Yes. The more talent, the better. And listen, if I hear one more time about it's going to mess up the chemistry, I'm going to lose my mind. What chemistry? We have 1-0. 0-16. I know, but this is a different team. We still haven't won a game yet. As much talent as possible. I know he can be a diva. I know he's probably not as good as he thinks he is. I get all of it. We are not a fringe playoff team. We were 0-16, 1-31 the past 2 years. I get it. He wasn't answering Dorsey's calls. That's terrible. Yes, that's pathetic. But if we can sign him. Landry wants him, so evidently Landry has some type of relationship with him. If Gordon comes back, Gordon, Bryant, and Landry, that can open up this running game that needs work. Why not? You're not going to have to sign him to some gigantic contract number. Hey, sign him. The more talent, the better. We're not a franchise that can go, oh, well, we'll pass. We just have all this talent we can use. Well, who cares? No, sign him. And I know he's acting like a diva, not returning calls. I don't like that either. But I want talent, and I want to win. So excuse me if that is incorrect for wanting to win. He could be like the 3rd best receiver on the team. When is the last time you was a Cleveland Browns fan and you had a chance to have Dez Bryant and he had the chance to be the 3rd best receiver on your team? Did you ever think that would ever be possible? No. So, yes, I would sign Dez Bryant. Now, to answer your second question, do I think it's going to happen? I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic right now. Just because the way he's been acting, not answering calls, I'm not optimistic, and that's also part of me being 1-31 in 2 years. I got to see it happen. I got to see it go off on my phone alert.
I'm muted. I do believe he see, I still make mistakes. I do believe that he put a tweet out there saying that he would look good in a Browns uniform, so he definitely has considered it. Now, the ignoring messages thing, I don't know about that. But I kind of wanted to get back to the Baker Mayfield situation, the quarterback situation a little bit, because there was something that I thought of there while we were taking a break.
Okay.
So you use a number 1 pick on your quarterback, and I just feel like nowadays the number 1 pick, being a number 1 pick, you need to make an impact on your team immediately. Well, you saw what Saquon Barkley came out and did right away, gashed that defense up.
Yeah.
And you guys are now complaining about the running game. So do you think it might have been a wiser decision to maybe go Barkley there, considering he would probably have an impact play this year, help your running game, and you might not even see Mayfield this season? And Taylor could be a 6-7 year guy. You know what I mean? So thinking about all that, is it possible that the Browns maybe should have took Saquon Barkley?
Well, now
I know it's a big reaction after one game, but I'm just saying,
let's
just say there's no running game this season for Cleveland, and Baker Mayfield don't see the field. Would you rather have taken Saquon Barkley?
Well,
there?
for 1 year, of course you would want Saquon Barkley. But everybody says the quarterback, which is true, is the most important player in your franchise. And if the GM believes that Barkley is the guy, then you have to take Barkley. Because, who says that our line is going to be good for Saquon Barkley? Who says our line is going to be able to block for Saquon?
Well, that's what I was asking you earlier.
I meant Baker. I said Baker. I said Barkley. Baker. I meant Baker. I'm sorry. Did I say Barkley?
Yeah,
you
the whole
take
time
Baker.
you've been saying Barkley.
Right, Baker. You got to take Baker. Sorry. Baker.
So you meant if Baker's your guy, you got to take
If Baker's your
him.
guy, you got to take Baker, not Barkley. I'm sorry. If Baker is your guy and the GM thinks Baker is the future because the quarterback is the future of every franchise, name me a team that won a Super Bowl because they're running back in the last 6 years.
Definitely not in the last 6.
7, 10.
You could argue the Seattle Super Bowl, the first one they got.
That was their defense. That wasn't their running back.
Some of it was Marshawn Lynch. Beast mode. Remember
Yeah,
that?
that was more of their
Legion of
defense.
Boom, beast mode. Russell Wilson's a young second-year quarterback.
Yeah, but that Super Bowl was won within the first 10 minutes because of their defense.
I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know. It's a good theory, but Super Bowls are won by quarterbacks. Quarterbacks is the most important player to a team. So if they believe the Mayfield is the guy and they didn't want nobody to snatch him up, get him. I believe they could have got both of them. That's just me. I don't think nobody wanted Mayfield at 4. That's me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think
That's just me. I'm just a fan that watches football, that analyzes stuff. I thought they could have got both of them, but that was me.
Yep, I agree with that.
I don't think
that's
nobody,
how I thought they were
yeah.
going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think nobody wanted Mayfield at 4.
Eddie Woodcock's asking about Denzel Ward over here in the Facebook Live comment section. Make sure you let us know where you guys are watching from and keep the comments rolling in. Make sure you give us likes, shares. If you're watching on any other Facebook platform or on 5 different ones, make sure you come to the Everything Browns Nation Facebook page. Leave your comments there so we can give you shout-outs.
Yes.
Eddie Woodcock wants to know about Denzel Ward. So did you like what you saw out of him? He obviously had a pretty nice play.
Yes.
During his time.
Yes, come over to Everything Browns Nation so I can get to your comment. Give us a call, 1-866-217-1966. Thanks, Producer G. I loved what I seen from Denzel Ward because you need a cornerback who can tackle, who can hit, who can lay the wood. You don't need a cornerback who's scared of contact. And he showed those receivers, listen, I will lay you out. I will knock you out. I ain't scared of nothing. And that's what you need. Now, that little stupid taunting penalty, okay, you can't use that. But, hey, he'll learn. He's a rookie. We don't need that. But I like the hit. Listen, I'm here. You come my way with that, I'm knocking you out. I like that. He was the same way at Ohio State. The only thing I want him to learn how to do is turn around when the ball's in the air. You got to get that head whipped around.
That'll get you killed against elite quarterbacks.
Yes, and that's what Ohio State, I don't know what they're teaching there. Like, they just don't turn their head around. They just don't believe in it. They just wave their hands up and pray the hand knocks it down.
And they still turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, turn around. If you turn around, he is going to be elite because he be there, but I just can't turn my head around. Turn the head around because, like you said, the elite quarterbacks are going to pick that apart. But I like what I see. Lay the wood on them. I love it.
It's like that Ohio State. You reference Ohio State in case anybody don't remember or didn't watch that. I forget. What was the team they were playing?
Maryland.
Maryland. He smashed the dude.
Yeah.
Got the fumble, forced it, picked it up, and returned it for a touchdown, all in one.
Yes.
And there was a famous
you didn't
commentary on
you
that
didn't
one.
invite me to the barbecue?
Yeah.
Gus Johnson.
Yep.
Peter says
Hurt
Ward,
my feelings. That's it.
Oh,
Hurt,
yeah,
my feelings.
Peter says Ward is a monster. Mark said Ward, bless him. Oh, we got the bless hims out. Thomas says no matter what, it takes a team. Jared says Barkley got one good run. Mayfield is best to sit behind a veteran for at least 2 years. And Tyrod had them passing on a rope. Peter says I'm split about Dez, but it will open up the offense a lot more. Clyde says they need to sign Dez. What do the Browns have to lose? Exactly. Sign Dez. Just do it. Don't have pride because he's not returning your calls. It's okay. Just sign him. The more weapons, the better. Open up the run game. Make the defense scout for one more receiver. That is what I'm talking about.
I don't like the signing for that for a couple reasons, and one of them to go kind of against what you're saying, because you're saying you've got nothing to lose. Why not just sign him?
Yes.
But let's just say what you do have is somewhat, it can be successful. He's going to prevent you from being able to get to a successful place. In my mind, being a Cowboys fan, you know, I know what he does to the locker room and what he does to the team, and the impact he has on everybody.
But see, there's a difference between a Cowboy fan and us. You're speaking from a place of winning.
25, 30 years ago.
A place of, but you've won games. You've been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You had the drop that was a catch. You've had Zeke running all over everybody. We've had nothing. Zero, zilch, nothing. So you're speaking of a place where we're trying to get.
But I don't know if you can get there with Dez Bryant.
Well, we should find out. And you're thinking of a place where he had a little bit of leverage. You know what I mean? Like, he actually produced for you guys. Like, he was 100-yard reception. I mean, 1,000-yard reception, multiple TDs.
4 years ago.
Yeah, but he did it on your team. He's done nothing with us. So he has no leverage. So if he comes in with, I want this, no, okay. Well,
he's going to want too much money. That's going to be the problem.
And then he won't get signed.
He won't sign because of the money.
Yeah, so he doesn't come with a position of power. He had a little bit of power with you guys because he was putting up numbers. With us, okay.
I'd be shocked if he signs.
Cleveland, Clyde says Cleveland was 0-16. It gets no worse than that. And Jared agrees with producer G. He says don't sign Dez. So I think Jared is going with you with he will mess up our 0-16 chemistry.
He's just going to have you in the news for the wrong reasons. You're going to have negative attention because of his stupid tweets.
But we've already have negative attention with Josh Gordon. We're used to it. We are used to negative attention.
Yeah, but you're trying to turn the table. You're trying to turn the page on that. You know what I mean? And I just don't think Dez is going to help you get to that place. He's already old. He needs to go somewhere that's built to win now. That's just my thought. If you want to get him now, you're going to get him thinking that you got a chance to make a run at it, because he's not a long-term player. He might give you 1 to 2 years max. That's just my thoughts.
And that's why you sign him for 1 year.
But for what, though?
If it doesn't work,
you're not going to the Super Bowl this year. That's the only reason why you would take that chance.
We all know we're not going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, let's just sign Dez so we can win 2 games.
8-9. Come on. 8-9 games.
Hey, you'd be happy with 2.
No, not this year. Mike says almost $50 million in cap space. If he's a distraction, cut him. Worth the risk. Eddie says, I think Giants was playing an 8-man front against Cleveland. Run game now. You play Buffalo, a better defense than New York. And Thomas says Dez could probably make plays against a third-team CB for sure. So we got about 50-50 on this Dez thing. I like the question. Some is on producer G's side. Some is on mine. Producer G is speaking from a Dallas point of view where he's had him on his team. He has seen what he can do. I'm speaking from we ain't won nothing ever in 2 years. I don't see what it can hurt.
All right, so let's just say you have a nice young nucleus like you do, and you love in the offense right now. Dez Bryant comes. All of a sudden, he's not getting the ball. He's going to be in your quarterback's ear. You need to get me the ball. You need to get me the ball. That's why Dak Prescott came out looking so great the other day. He doesn't have that pressure now. There's nobody there telling him that I'm open here, I'm open here. He can just go out there and do his thing. So I just think he could be detrimental, especially to a young quarterback. I just don't think it'd be worth it, man. I could argue that all day.
But if Baker's starting, I agree with you. But he's not starting. Tyrod's starting.
Tyrod's got to be able to put that ball in the right place for him. That was always the thing with Dak Prescott. You could say Tyrod's similar to Dak in that way, like maybe not the most accurate player, and that was where Romo and Dez had such that chemistry. Romo was such an accurate passer; he could put that ball right where Dez Bryant needs it. I don't know necessarily that any other quarterbacks will have that chemistry with him. If you look at Dez's career without Romo, his numbers are not impressive, and if you look at Dak Prescott's career without Dez Bryant, they are elevated. So those are just more arguments.
But this is the first full year with Dez without Dak, and vice versa.
True.
So this will be the first full year we'll see his flourishing. And he
Yep.
doesn't have much more options. Dez.
Oh, right.
His options are dwindling.
From what I understand, he turned down an offer from the
Baltimore.
division foe, Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
So
his options are dwindling.
well, now because we got a couple weeks now, the season's about to start. Obviously, he's a veteran. He doesn't need training camp like some of these younger guys, but Dez also has an injury history. You know what I mean? You need to be in there and be in shape.
Now, that's what I'm concerned is his injury history because he goes ouchie.
He does.
He does go ouchie. Eddie, I don't want to butcher his last name, says, I think Dez is a cancer in the locker room, and he believes he needs to be the number one receiver when in reality he would be a number 3. So a lot of Browns fans, well,
He's the Carmelo of the NFL right now. For real, he's the Carmelo. Except Carmelo's on a team.
Well, did you see that now he may come off the bench for Houston?
That's fun.
Did you see that?
Hey, if Dez can start having that mentality, go ahead and grab him.
They say that now. We'll
Right.
see what happens come October. Like the Carmelo of the NFL. So we're split here. Browns fans say do it. Some say he's a cancer. We don't want Dez Bryant, but it's all going to be up to Mr. Dorsey and what he wants.
All right.
Mr. Sweater. Have you seen that?
No, I have
He
not.
never wears a short sleeve shirt
I have not seen
in
that.
the summer.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
So would you rather have a off-the-field trouble receiver like Josh Gordon or an in-locker room distraction, on-field distraction with Dez Bryant?
Right now?
Like what would you rather have as a player trait? Would you rather have a guy who's off-the-field issues but doesn't give you any problems as a monster on the field?
Well, his off-the-field issues makes him never play.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. Which
if
one
I
would
had
you
to
rather have,
pick, it
though?
would be Dez because Josh Gordon
Yeah,
never plays.
but Josh
if
Gordon,
he played, Josh.
he hasn't played much, no.
Right, but his off the field means he's never on the field.
Right.
So we never get to see him play.
But you did, though, for a stretch of
yes,
time.
for like 1 year, 2 max.
I'm just saying, would you rather deal with that or a guy who's going to be causing locker room issues?
Neither, but Josh's
But if you had to
issues.
choose.
We don't never get to see him on the field. He never plays.
Right. the
Dez
last
at least
couple years, yeah.
Dez at least is on the field. I mean, if he's causing problems in the locker room, Dez is at least playing, and if he's productive, at least he's helping us get W's. Josh is not even on the field, so we don't even get to see him produce. Now, if he's on the field, I'll take Josh Gordon because Josh Gordon is just better.
Brandon Wiedner thinks the Browns are going to be 8-8 this season. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Give us some season predictions, some way too early record predictions. What do you think? Do you have any type of predictions?
Dez is not better than Josh Gordon, Eddie Woodcock. I am sorry. Dez is not better than Josh Gordon.
He also okay. These are different
Two
Eddies.
different Eddies.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his. I don't want to butcher his last name.
It's like Congo,
Congdon,
but
I
like
think.
Dunn. Congdon.
Eddie Congdon says Dez couldn't touch Gordon. I agree with him. Let us know, who would you rather have, Josh Gordon or Dez Bryant? If
might get both.
If you had to pick one with all their issues, one is just inside the locker room tearing it up, and one just can't get on the field for whatever reason, which one would you rather have? Clyde says the Browns will be 6-10. Jared said Josh has got to be itching to play with this offense, though. I do agree with that. Natasha says, I think Dez will spark the team. Hopefully he won't bring too many issues. And Thomas says, Carmella, ha ha, yup. And Eddie Congdon says, Landry is the one. Gordon is a hard 2 only because Landry is 1. Dez has an ego that can't handle a receiver 3 spot and is barely available with Hollywood Higgins. That's the first time I've heard that. Hollywood Higgins. And is the young number 11 he could sit for. Death, laugh out loud. Congdon is how it sounds, laugh out loud. That's what he said about his last name. But have you ever thought, because I think you're coming from a place of you're a little emotional about Dez Bryant as well. You're a little emotional with Dez Bryant, Producer G. Is that fair to say? You're a little emotional. Is that fair? Is that fair to say before I go what I'm about to ask?
I would say no.
You're not emotional.
I would say I'm not emotional.
You have no emotion when it comes to Dez Bryant.
I would say no.
So tomorrow it says
I'm happy that he's gone.
No, I'm gonna ask you this question. So tomorrow they said Dallas Cowboys signed Dez Bryant. You have no emotions.
I'd be pissed.
So you have emotions when it comes to Dez Bryant then.
I mean, just because.
So you have a little.
Okay, so my emotions are what I've been telling you. Like that's
So-
how I feel the way he was.
So you
towards
don't like
Dallas.
him is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
Okay. So here's my thing.
At one point, I did. He was good in 14.
So here's my thing. What if he's hearing what everybody is saying and he wants for 1 year to prove everybody wrong?
Oh, he listens. Trust me.
So what if you think he wants to prove everybody wrong?
I mean, if you
for
don't
this year, he wants to. You know what? Everybody says that I'm going to rip apart whatever locker room I go into. Let me prove everybody wrong.
Well, he's gonna have to find a way to undiminish his skills then.
Eddie Woodcock, I'm not going to let you be slick here. Of course, by the numbers, Dez Bryant is better.
Oh, he's looking at his career
We're
numbers.
not going to go career numbers because Josh Gordon is never on the field.
Right.
I'm talking about raw talent right now. Who would you rather have? And I'll take Josh Gordon. Eddie, I'm not going to let you be slick and give me numbers. But that was a good one. Eddie Congdon says Gordon Brown's last year, wild card this year. Gordon Brown's at least wild card this year. And JC in the building. JC, thanks for tuning in. Let me know where you're from. He says, don't care which one as long as we get the win. He don't care who we get. He just wants to win.
I mean, that's the bottom line. But we can sit here and speculate. Yeah. That's what makes a good show. Derek Kendall Brown said 5-11, at least 9-7, talking about season predictions. I think I have to agree with Derek. I think I put him right in that area. I want to say 9-7 this season. And they'll be in the playoff hunt come week 16, fighting for that last spot.
You say playoff hunt week 16?
Yep.
Fighting for the last spot?
Fighting for a wild card.
Okay.
Or possibly the division.
Thomas is from Murrieta, California. Jimmy said, I'd really be worried about the lack of leadership he brings and shows to our young receivers. We already have enough going on. Now it's starting to teeter towards no Dez Bryant coming from Cleveland fans. JC is from Pittsburgh. Believe it or not, I think you're a good lawyer. You have convinced them from the power of emotion to not want Dez Bryant. Your Dallas emotion, I think, has swindled Browns fans to get away from Dez Bryant.
I state facts.
You
Big
say
facts.
It's all facts,
Big
no
facts.
emotion. I think it's facts and emotion.
Big facts.
I think it's facts and emotion. I still say.
Okay, so let's go back to what you asked me. You said, what would I do if the Cowboys signed him? I said I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed at the Cowboys, not Dez. Because they're making a dumb move by signing him.
But
So
you still be pissed. So it's still,
I'm not pissed at Dez, though.
Yeah, you're still pissed at the Cowboys.
Dez can go live his life now. I ain't worried about him. But yes, the Cowboys, I'd be upset. Like, why are you signing this guy?
It's still emotion. I understand, but it's still emotion. I get it.
But if the Browns sign him, I say, what are you doing, Cleveland? You know what I mean? So it's the same thing.
Eddie, I'm not letting you throw numbers at me. Dez Bryant played the. Did Dez Bryant get hurt last year?
Last year, I don't know if
he didn't.
He didn't play all 16.
Dez played majority of the season. Gordon played 3 games. I'm not letting you throw numbers at me, Eddie. No. Numbers can lie, okay? Don't listen to that saying. Numbers can lie. Those don't tell the story. Those don't tell the story. Mark says, Eddie, you're drunk.
I think Eddie's just in here playing devil's advocate. Mark, Eddie, you're drunk.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Jimmy Dendahl said he'd be really worried about the lack of leadership that he would bring.
Yeah,
I agree with that because
Dez
Bryant is extremely immature, and that's just going to rub off on the other guys in the locker room. That's in my mind. Again,
Brian's with you too. No broken down Dez. We got Gordon issues, Callaway issues. Don't need to add that with a player past his prime.
if you can get Dez on a cheap deal, then you're going to be happy with it. But if he's making good money, you're going to be pissed.
They're not. It's going to be cheap.
I don't know about. Well, if they sign him, yeah.
They've already seen the market of what he's going for. It's going to be cheap.
Do you know what he had been offered previously? Because I'm not sure what those numbers were.
I think he turned down Baltimore's because of the money.
It was pretty
And
good
then
money, though.
and then that tweet tirade he just went on. Now he's definitely not going to get high money. He's just not.
Yeah, he's hurting himself. But, yeah, I mean, if you can get him on a cheap one-year deal, I mean, I guess you could try it because if he's cheap enough, then you don't even have to keep him the whole season. You can just cut bait at any moment. So you could try it for that reason.
JC says, bring in T.O., laugh out loud. And Natasha says, Eddie, why don't you call in and talk to Corey about your numbers that you are spewing? We don't want to hear that, Eddie. I don't want to hear it. You made me bring it out on episode 2. I don't want to hear about no numbers. Trying to skew your argument, Eddie. You're my homie, but don't bring me that to this argument. I think to not bring on Dez is winning. I think they're winning. I think you have swindled them to no Dez. I think you may lead the charge and he may be unemployed when the season starts.
Mike Flyer agrees with me. I'd agree with Sycophus. I'd rather bring in T.O. at this point than Dez Bryant, a 45-year-old T.O. at this point.
Wow. And people said T.O. was terrible in locker rooms, and you would rather bring a 45-year-old T.O. than
over
Dez
Dez Bryant, yes.
Wow. The emotion is real for Dez. It's real.
T.O. wasn't as immature as Dez Bryant is. T.O.
Well, T.O. was just better. Like,
better, yes.
It's not even a contest. Like,
not even close.
Come on now.
A 45-year-old T.O. is probably better. He just got inducted, too. Watch him come out.
Wow. So there it is. It looks like the fans have spoken. Like I said, we are here for the fans. I'm just here yelling in the mic sometime, spewing whenever I want to spew. And the fans say no to Dez. We're going to email this conversation to Dorsey and let him hear it. You guys say no, Dez, no way, no how. But I think Hard Knocks ratings are like, please bring in Dez because the show will just blow up. Jared says, throwing salt at Dez now. Ha, ha, ha. Everybody is going off on Dez. Producer G is starting the revolution. No, Dez. You're going to hashtag it on your page and make sure he is unemployed. I like it. I want to appreciate everybody who's making a comment. I appreciate you guys here on Everything Browns Nation. Make sure you share us, like us. Tell everybody about us. We are here. It's only week 2, and we're just getting started. And on the phone, by popular demand, Mr. Numbers himself, Eddie Woodcock. How are you doing, my brother?
Doing pretty good, man. I got to defend Dez. I know it's Everything Browns Nation, Josh Gordon. I got to defend Dez to a point. He's a talent. I think he's still got talent surrounding him. That Jack Prescott had a running back. That was a joke last year. That whole Dallas Cowboys thing was a joke. The suspension, all that. They never was right. So let Dez Bryant go. To let Jason Witten. He's retired now. So I think Dez Bryant will fit well in Cleveland. I think he signs for $45 million for 1 year. Browns can afford it. 1 year bonuses. If he shows up to practice, don't have bad attention in the huddle. Don't come out a really good player against for the other players, and have maybe a leadership type player for the wide receivers. He's got 1 year to prove it.
Eddie,
he's got 1 2 years.
Eddie. We're not going to have you in the Browns' wallet. I tell you that much. $45 million okay. First of all, let me understand something here. You are going to sign Dez Bryant, coming off one of his worst years, for $45 million.
That's a new NFL record.
Jerry Rice never made $45 million.
Throughout his career.
For $100-something million.
Eddie, come on. $45 million?
I mean, you can go for
Really?
it. I mean, that's the only way you can get Dez. I'm telling you, that's the only way you can get Dez. And the
Well,
Browns is
well
always
then,
keeping the
listen. If they sign him for $45 million, I'm going to drive to Cleveland myself and talk to Dorsey and say, what is your problem, Eddie?
They will sign
What is
him
your
for
problem? I will
$45
drive to
million.
Cleveland just
The
to say,
signed
what is your
contract will
problem,
happen
Eddie?
Thursday.
$45 million. Eddie, you called to tell me $45 million.
I thought you guys were arguing Josh Gordon versus Des Bryant.
Eddie, $45
We
million.
can. Dez Bryant
You
is
wanted to
better
compare
than
numbers.
Josh Gordon. He is. He's just got. He's a freak talent.
Right now-
former Oklahoma State wide receiver Josh Gordon been in and out of trouble his whole career. He's been more detrimental than the help. I mean, which one you would rather have on the field? Dez Bryant who shows up on the field, or Josh Gordon who can't stay off?
I would
who's
rather
off the field.
right
You
now.
gotta at least Dez Bryant come on the field.
Right now, I would rather have Josh Gordon. He's the better receiver. He's more talented. He's faster. He's stronger. And he doesn't even have the mileage on him because, like you just said, he hasn't been on the field. He hasn't been getting hit. He hasn't been injured. He's just been off the field issues. So if you throw numbers at me, of course Dez's numbers is going to be higher and more numbers because he's played. Josh is off the field. Now, I know it's off the field antics get on Browns fans' nerves, but as of right now, he is the better receiver.
But, Corey, look at this. Your quarterback is Tyrod Taylor, 5'8", 5'9", get it best. Don't you want him to have a 6 foot, maybe 6'6" monster wide receiver on your right side
Eddie,
who can catch the air?
have you not seen Josh Gordon lately? You act like Josh Gordon is 5'6". Josh Gordon is humongous. He already has that huge receiver. So if I'm going to pick one based off talent, raw talent, younger, like I just said, no miles on him because he hasn't played, it is Eddie Gordon. It's Josh Gordon. You got me calling him Eddie. It's Josh Gordon, and according to you, I don't have to pay him $45 million.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to get this. I'm just talking about that's why he didn't go to Baltimore. I think Baltimore offered him maybe 30-something million, and he turned it down. He wanted to go to – they even heard about going maybe to New York. New York didn't offer him nothing. I think he's going to Cleveland. Cleveland could afford him. Give him 1 year. Give him a chance to show what he's got. You know, T.O. always wants that chance, but he's going to get that chance. Dez Bryant's going to get that chance. He's going to do something in Cleveland. I say Cleveland 6-10 with Dez Bryant. They don't get Dez, 4-12.
Hey, Eddie, we appreciate you calling in, and can you give us a season prediction? I'm curious.
He said 4-12 without him, 6-10 with them.
Oh, okay. So he's realistic on the season prediction, but he wants to give him $45 million. Okay. Thanks for that call. Thanks for calling, Eddie. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks, Corey.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Eddie. $45 million. I don't know. JC says, are you sure this isn't Ray Farmer? Mark says he is in love with the past. Dad told you he was drunk. Jake Smith from Vacation says, how about 4.5 million? Mike says, someone drug test Eddie. Derek says, someone pull his Browns card. Clyde says, oh, Eddie, with the face palm emoji. Mark says, go to AA. Nobody is filling that $45 million price tag, Eddie. You need to get your accounting skills back in order. Dez Bryant ain't worth $45 million with $45 million in his pocket.
Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Michael on the line. How you doing, Michael?
All right, Mike.
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Where you calling from, my man?
I'm calling from Brunswick.
All right. What you got for us?
Well, first, I just want to say that $45 million price tag, that was ridiculous. I would not agree with that at all. I would say it was time to a 1 year, fully guaranteed, so he wants to sign and maybe a 5-6 year $1 million contract.
Okay. So we've been having this. Would you sign Dez or would you not?
I'd sign Dez. I feel like you have to evaluate him. You have to make sure he wants to play here. And if he's all in for playing for the Browns, then I think that he'd be a good person to have in the locker room. He knows how to play. He's a winner. He's been on a winning team. I mean, he'd be another like Jarvis Landry personality in the locker room.
Okay, so you sign him for $5 to $6 million. He's been on a winning team, so you're part of. Hey, we're 0-16 people.
You got nothing to lose.
Is that how you
can
feel?
never have too many good football players on your team.
Okay.
You got nothing to lose. Hey, Michael, we appreciate the phone call. Can you give us a season prediction, like for a record?
I'd say we go 6-10.
So everybody seems pretty realistic about that.
All right, 6-10. That means we've won 6 more games than last year. I'll take that. 6-10. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for having me on here, guys. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.
We're going to be here all season, so make sure you tune back in Monday nights. We're here every Monday night, and you can give us a call back on any show every Monday night, 9 to 10.
All right. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll be watching.
Well. Thank you.
All right, you too. Appreciate it. All right, well, there it is. So he said he would sign Dez, 1-year contract. Could never have too many good players. So what you want to get to? I know our time is running up here.
We didn't touch on the Hard Knocks.
That's right. Hard Knocks is coming back on Wednesday night. Let me tell you, I'm hooked. It only took me 1 episode. I can't wait to see episode 2. Are you guys still pumped for Hard Knocks? I am. I want to see episode 2. And after Jarvis Landry, bless him himself. Woo! Did you guys like that speech? I did.
I don't know what the fuck's been going on here, and I don't know why it's been going on here, but if you're not hurt, like if your hamstring ain't falling off the fucking bone, your leg ain't broke, I don't know, like you should be fucking practicing, like straight up. Like that shit is weakness, and that shit is contagious as fuck, and that shit ain't gonna be in this room, bro. That shit been here in the past, and that's why the past has been like it is, bro. That shit is over with here, bro. If you can fucking practice. You can't get no better. Ain't nobody gonna get better by being on the fucking sideline if you ain't fucking hurt. If you not fucking hurt, you gotta fucking practice. Because you make other motherfuckers work even fucking harder. Now they had more fucking risk of getting hurt because you don't want fucking practice. Because you being a bitch. Straight up, man, that shit is fucking real, bro. Damn. That shit ain't happening here. I'm just letting y'all niggas know that shit not fucking happening here. I'm hurting, I'm tired just like every fucking body in this motherfucker. But I ain't taking no motherfucking days off because I can't be fucking great that way. That gotta be the fucking attitude and the mentality all the fucking time. All that weak shit don't fucking live here no more. That shit don't exist. It's contagious, bro. Like, it's really fucking contagious. It's contagious.
Can I give my quick thought?
Go ahead.
I like what he's saying there. I mean, all that sounds great. But I think about it like, you come from a culture of losing in Miami, so I don't really understand where he's coming off as like he's a winner, like he's done something. I understand he may have been one of the top receivers in the league in receptions or something like that, but he sounds like he comes from a culture of winning, like the Patriots or something. So
I think where he's coming from is they were 0-16 last year, and he's watching people not want to work as hard as he's working. And he's like, what are y'all doing? You guys didn't win, and you're not even trying as hard as you should be trying. I think that's where he's coming from. I don't think it's the point that he's saying he is this great guy from a pedigree of a winning franchise. Yes, Miami wasn't that good, but he's like, you guys y'all didn't even win a game, and you guys are making excuses not to practice. I think that's what frustrated him because he is working as hard as he can because he wants to win, and he doesn't see it in everybody else. And you guys were here last year, and you were 0-16. Now, granted, Miami wasn't the greatest team in the world, but guess what? They weren't. They weren't 0-16. They at least won a game or multiple games, and you guys didn't win anything, and you're giving half the effort. I think I believe that's the angle he was taking on that speech. But that's just me.
What do you guys think in the comments? Did you love that speech? Did it get you hyped up? I guess we're about to end the show, so we really don't really have time to take a lot of comments, but you can save it for the next show, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more good stuff coming from Hard Knocks for next week.
Yes,
and the
I'm
weeks
ready.
coming.
My man Johnny in the building. What up, Corey? Gordon will be back with the Browns. Don't want him getting hammered by Hard Knocks with questions. He also said Landry is a dog. Yes, you guys, make sure you join back next week. I know Johnny just got in. We are here from 9 to 10 every Monday. Everything Browns Nation. If you missed anything, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube. Follow us on Everything Browns Nation. We're just getting started. We're on Instagram at Everything Browns. We're on Facebook, of course. We're on Twitter at Browns Everything. We're all over the place. We're just getting started. This is going to be a great season.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Before we wrap it up, just your quick thoughts for this coming preseason game on Friday night. What are you looking forward to the most? Just real quick.
I am looking forward. I know everybody's going to say Baker Mayfield. No.
The running game.
Exactly. I want to see what they improve on this running game. I was hard on Nick Chubb if you didn't watch it, and I don't care. That's just what I do. I'm not saying I'm always right. A lot of the times I'm wrong, but hey, I stick by what I say. 15 carries for 11 yards is unacceptable to me. I know his line was bad, but he was bad too. I want to see him do better. I want to see how the running game looks in this week 2 preseason, and I want to see if the defense still stays in attack mode against Buffalo, and hopefully we see those things and the running game looks a lot better than it did in week 1.
Johnny Calvillo Jr. says 6-0 preseason champs. I did not realize they had 6 preseason games.
Yeah, well,
is he going back to
well,
last
he's going back to
season?
last year. We won 4, and then we win.
Okay,
we win this Friday. We're 6-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where the Browns have their.
Yeah. Hey, producer G, we got to get something, man. Told you, we don't win much.
Hang your hat on the preseason.
Yes, we got to get something. Let us have it, man. Let us have it. Let us have it. Support the nation. Patreon.com/Everything Browns. We're trying to bring you the best content ever. Go on there, support the nation. We want to bring you the best content ever. This is Everything Browns Nation. We're going to be back here every Monday from 9 to 10. Let us know. Give us everything on Monday night, what you liked, what you didn't like. Let us know on the Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. It was a great show.
That was a /, by the way.
What did I say? Backslash?
You said backslash.
/ my bad. / Everything Browns. That's why producer G is here for when I'm.
In case you're not watching, you're just listening. That's a /.
That's a / Everything Browns, not backslash. / Thank you, producer G. This is Everything Browns Nation. I want to thank everybody who made a comment or watched. I'm going to look at the last comment. What does it say? Johnny says, have a great night, Corey. Go Browns. And I seen Mark. His says, dope show. All right. Everything Browns Nation. I'm Corey Boyd. That's producer G. This is Everything Browns Nation. This is what we do, baby. Ha! And I'm out. Woo!